What's good, everyone? I'm IAnthonyD. It's good to see your beautiful faces. Welcome back to the channel. We are talking more Texas Chain Saw Massacre. And we just recently did a video talking about some of the changes that we'll see, one of those being the grapple rework. And here you have it today. We have the explanation of how grappling is going to work moving forward in TCM. In this video, we're going to break down the new hub posts. So if you enjoy that kind of stuff and you want to stay up to date with what's going on with TCM, and we're uploading every single day of October, 31 days, 31 videos. Make sure to subscribe with notifications set to all so you don't miss out on that. And let's do this. We have reworked grapples in the Texas Chain Saw Massacre. Players have seen changes to our close encounter system already. Earlier in the life of the Texas Chain Saw Massacre, we made the decision to remove the ability for another family member to instant kill a victim involved in a close encounter with a teammate. We made that decision because we felt it was unfair to victim gameplay. So like it says very early on, grappling was a very risky thing to do, because if you did start a grapple, if another family member came over and smacked you once, you're donezo. You were getting killed, you're getting put on the barbecue for later. With community feedback and our own internal thoughts, we decided to rework grapples in a way we feel makes more sense. Each character will now have a grappling value assigned to them to determine their effectiveness in a close encounter. As a reminder, victim players are able to change their build for close encounters / grapples through their strength attribute points and via certain perks. With this grappling rework, we aim to make the close encounter mechanic feel more natural. We wanted that one hit removed because that didn't feel fair if a victim had full health to be one shot by a family member jumping in. The flip side is, it doesn't feel fair to be Hans or Johnny and lose a close encounter to Connie. So with that in mind, we felt this made sense for the character's size and attributes. Now when you enter a close encounter to fight back against a family member, you'll be doing so from a more informed position on how risky that might be, and whether or not you might want to avoid that encounter or jump in on the attack. Now they do give us a chart here for grappling reworked explained. As you can see, we have the family grapple strength and the victim grapple strength. Now for these two things are going to work a little differently, especially for victims, but family now have a grappling value based on their characteristics. So things like Hans is a big dude. He's obviously going to be much stronger than Sissy, who's smaller. So you can see here that Hitchhiker and Sissy are on the bottom end of this, whereas people like Johnny and Hans, Leatherface, he can't even grapple the dude. He's insane, so he doesn't count. But Johnny and Hans are going to be towards the top of this. Now this is not a bad idea or a way to go about it, in my opinion. It definitely makes more sense. Obviously, it was a little wonky seeing Hans get beat up by Connie or something like that. Now, I do wish we got a little bit more info here, a little bit more detailed stats on what this actually looks like and how this is affected when it comes to the attributes and perks that victims do. Because as they explain, this chart here shows the base value that victims have in their grapple strength, but they can change that with their attributes and points. So can a Connie who dumps everything into strength and runs certain perks, can she actually beat a Hans, is kind of what I would hope. Like if we had a little bit more detailed information on how that stuff actually works, we'd be able to figure out. But as you can see here, Connie, Julie, Danny, Virginia are going to be on the lower hands here, where Leland, Sunny kind of hitting the top, and then you have Anna and Maria, obviously also really strong characters. So to be honest, I'm not too much against this at the face value. We'll have to see how this actually is executed in game. The article continues to say, to put this in perspective, Johnny and Hans will be a challenge unless you have a built for grapples Leland, Ani, or Sunny, or Maria. But keep in mind, victims can build for better grappling, while the family cannot. Think of this new factor like the existing stun duration factor in game. Family has a variety of different stun durations, and the victims can add to that time they leave a family member stunned. Like I said in the last video, grappling has been a controversial topic, being split between two groups for a long time now. Is this going to solve the problem? Probably not. There's still going to be some people who want grapples to be more effective, less effective. That's just how it's always going to be in a multiplayer game, but it'll be interesting to see what the community thinks about this. And obviously I want to know what you think about it, so comment down below. Let's have a discussion. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to slash that like button, subscribe with notifications set to all, but most importantly, remember the rules to survive. Don't do drugs, don't have sex.
You gotta have a suit. Everybody dies. Everybody dies. These days, there are are certain rules. Everybody dies. Everybody dies. You gotta have a sequel.
You can never have sex.
Everybody dies. Everybody dies. These days,
You can never drink or do drugs.
everybody dies. Everybody dies. You gotta have a sequel.